Hello and welcome to Midwest Writers Room on the Road. Today we're in Janesville, Wisconsin at the Hedberg Public Library Bookfest. I'm here with Phil and Jamie, people in charge of this show. And in place of Luella, who is currently on her own road trip out to Vegas, I've roped in Kristen Oakley, WWA member luminary, to help me kind of sit down and chat with both Phil and Jamie. So let's talk a little bit about Bookfest. We interviewed you about a year ago on the podcast leading up to last year's Book Fest. But here we are, 2025. How's it going so far?
I think it's going great. We've made some tweaks. We moved the author reception to Friday night, so we had that last night. I think that went very well. We tweaked the reception itself. We added book discussion. So Maggie Ginsberg, our keynote author, she led a discussion of her book "Still True," and I think that went well. We've had rave reviews about her personally. So in the workshops have gotten off to a great start today. So I think it's going well. You could ask Kirsten. She was one of our presenters, and as I understand it, I think that workshop went well. We've heard good things about it. So yeah, I think everything's going great.
Good.
Well,
So,
this is my first time at this event, and I am incredibly impressed, I have to say, for a library to put something like this on. I mean, look at even the name tags. I mean, it's just everything has been great. It's been wonderful, and the people, the writers that have shown up, really knowledgeable and interested. It are really great, and you've been great for the sessions, setting everything up.
I'm so
Jamie.
glad to hear you say that, especially coming from someone you have obviously been to other conferences and you know that a lot of times it's a couple $100 for a day session, maybe even more. And so we've been extremely fortunate that our friends group has been so supportive. I spent years going to conferences also, and so I kind of have been with Phil in the book committee, choosing the things that I remember the most that make a conference memorable that we would like to be able to offer here at the library. And we've been able to offer the sessions for free, which to me is the whole entire point of the community support for our writers.
yeah, that is very huge. And that was one thing that came clear when we interviewed you guys the first time around, is that you rely a lot on the community to help make this available to the community. Which, I mean, and that's a huge thing. And I'm with Kristen. It's my first time here as well. I mean, first of all, I'm just very impressed by the actual library facility.
We have a beautiful
I mean, this is a fancy freaking library. I like this. It's nice here.
We had a beautiful transformation about 5 years ago now.
Oh, okay.
And so it was a beautiful building before that, and now it's even more of a showcase.
Got it. So I have to ask you, so how did you land on Maggie as your keynote or your master class speaker for this?
Well, I think last year's Book Fest, our survey, we always ask uh, attendees, if they have any suggestions, both for workshops but keynote speakers, and a number of people had mentioned Maggie. I think they had the year before as well, and so we kind of checked her out. And I happen to have not necessarily insider knowledge. Maggie doesn't know me before today, but my wife is also a librarian. She's on the Wisconsin Library Association Awards Committee. And Maggie won the literary award last year, I believe. And so Jenny just had rave reviews about, my wife Jenny had rave reviews about Maggie. So we just kind of put all that together with the information we had and said, well, we think she'll make a great
We're always
keynote.
looking for a teaching writer, someone that we know has been teaching within the writing community, that we've heard positive feedback about their classes, because the last 2 years we've done a master class with that person, and so it's really helpful if we know that it's someone who's very comfortable not only doing, like last night was the book club and kind of private reception, and then today to invite all level writers in for her master class, and so that's really something that we pay attention.
Yeah.
Right.
And that the master class is an addition from last year. Before we just had a keynote address, but as we were, as kind of with Jamie's lead, looking for ways to further support local authors, we thought if we could have our keynote also do a class. So as Jamie said, that's one of the things we looked at, and we just knew that Maggie, would be a great teacher as well.
And that's free as well,
Yes,
too?
yes,
Do you pay her?
yes. It's, let's be very clear.
Right.
It's free for people who attend.
Yeah.
We absolutely pay our speakers, our authors, our panelists. And so no, we're not asking for authors. We're constantly being asked to do things for free, and this shouldn't be one of them. So So we
Oh,
do,
right.
we compensate at
We
the level.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you
know.
very much.
I mean, as a writer myself, I do like to do things for free at
Mhm.
times, but
Right.
also it's a business, it's my
Yeah.
profession, and it's not something that I can always do for free.
But it's just amazing to me that people can come in. The sessions being free, I can kind of see, but a master class with somebody like Maggie Ginsburg,
Right.
That's
that's
something.
just
Right.
really, really impressive
I know. I was telling our
for small
director
town
last
Janesville.
night
Yeah.
that I don't even know. He also has done some writing, and I'm like, I'm not sure if even the staff understand how very, very amazingly cool this is. I'm
It is.
happy with it.
Yeah. And again, it loops back to our the Friends of Hedberg Public Library. Without their support, that just wouldn't be possible. There's no way the library on its own, no matter how much we want to be able to support local authors, to support them at this level wouldn't be possible without the financial support of the Friends. The Friends support us with volunteer. They're here working the welcome desk, helping introduce some of the speakers. But on top of that, they financially back the event, and that's what allows us to do it the way that
That's
we're
awesome.
able to.
And the fact that they
Really.
see the value in supporting a writers network, right?
Yep.
Because it's more than just the classes, it's the coming together as a community, it's the talking that happens between the sessions for me, it's the being able to be a first time writer, not even knowing if you're going to be a writer, being able to talk to a very established writer such as yourself, and to ask those questions that you may not even know you have.
Right. Exactly.
Mhm.
Well, and a library is such a welcoming place. That's how I started too. I went to the Rock Valley College Community College Library, and I actually went to a session there in my very first session. And so it's easier to come to something like the library than to maybe pay money and go away to a conference where you don't know anybody. So
Well, and
it's
also
really
I remember like
wonderful.
the first time that I put money to go and do a writing class, right?
Mhm.
And just to do that, it was scary. It's like putting a certain amount of trust in yourself. But I love the idea that maybe someone would be able to come right here to their library and ask some of those questions. So many of the things that we've had are just high quality that they're probably not expecting either. And then maybe that gives them the encouragement to say, oh, yeah, I am going to now look for other conferences and be able to spend a little money to follow my dream and learn.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
So now that this weekend, today I think is the last day of this, right? When do you start planning for next year's? Tomorrow?
Yes, last week.
Last week?
Yeah.
Got it.
Mhm.
It's kind of the way it works with WWA as well. I mean, you can't even get through the first one; you got to start planning the next
Yeah,
one.
almost immediately, Phil and I, like after last night and this morning, we're kind of like, put this for next year. Like, what about this? What about this? What
Yeah.
do you think about this? And so then we'll look at that and we'll start meeting.
Yeah.
There's always lessons learned, and the sooner
Yeah.
we jump on that, the less likely we are to let it fall through the cracks and then have the same issue next year. But also to get quality keynote, you got to get on their calendars
You
because
do.
they're getting booked up. So
Mhm.
yeah, we try to kind of sift through, get a kind of see who might be some candidates for our keynote speaker, and then reach out, see what if they have space on their calendar. Yeah, so maybe not Monday, but maybe by Tuesday we'll be back at
Got
it.
it.
I'm on vacation for a week.
Fine.
Push
The
it back.
following
All
Tuesday.
right, following Tuesday. All right. Well, I want to thank you guys for taking some time to
Thank you
sit with
for
us
being
today.
Your
Good
panel
luck.
was amazing. Your
Yeah.
panel was
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you for
Thank you.
doing
Yes.
this.
Good
Thank
luck
you
the rest
so
of the way
much
on
for
this.
doing this. Keep doing it every year. It's
Absolutely.
wonderful.
We hope you'll both
We'll
be
be back.
back.
Oh, definitely.
All right.
Yes.
Thanks, everyone. I'm Ken with Kristen.